Hey everyone, today at the Carter James Ranch, the invasion of the sheep happened. The sheep flock grew exponentially, going from 3 sheep to over 60. So we got 30 weaned ewes and a bunch more kind of older sheep that were kind of culls. You know, this time of year here in the Midwest, we have got a pretty bad drought going on. So we've been wanting to increase the sheep flock, and just some folks have been cutting their flock down. So decided to pick up a lot more. So a lot of them are young. You see the small ones. We got some older ones. You know, some of them haven't fully dropped their winter coat, which is kind of crazy given that it's middle of July here. But here we go. They showed up yesterday. We just introduced the dogs and the other flock, and getting ready for night one, totally combined. So stay tuned. So here we are right at 11 o'clock. Just checking on everybody, watching. Honey's been on guard. She's actually laying down right amongst the flock. We're all hanging out in this corner. Coda's over here, snoozing. I think he's pretty dang hot. It's 11 o'clock, 87 degrees, 93% humidity. We had a quick shower, just a few minutes, just sprinkle through, but it's really humid. I'm sitting here in the truck just melting, but so far so good. Honey's being great. Alright, here we are at midnight. Honey's been real active. Coda's gone up a few times. Probably depends on Honey's bark. He'll run out with her. But the rams are doing good. The 3 young ones have settled in, laid down. Mr. Ram, he's over in the corner. He's kind of finally quit bawling a little bit. Honey's laying down with Coda over there. And the flock is about half laid down. So everyone's kind of settled in. Although I'm realizing we do have a couple that have some coughs, so I need to check them out tomorrow. But everyone seems to be doing good. Belle and Bree are out there by their onesie, so I'm gonna call it a night. So we'll check on them in the morning. Good morning. Just got done moving the sheep into a new paddock. Had the first night last night with Honey and the dogs and everyone together. Let's go and take a look and see how everybody did. So we had them over in that paddock. We'd already had this fencing set up, so we just let them through, moved all the infrastructure, moved the rams and the Lamborghini, moved the other shade structure. We actually got a couple hay trailers that were easy to move that we will use for shade, because mostly where the sheep are going to be, there's not a lot of trees. Actually, there's hardly any trees. So, but you can see Bree there. She's smashing that honey locust. There's 4 or 5 sheep just eating on that. So these are our 2 ewes from our original handful that we had. So they're looking good. They're trying to figure out what's going on with everybody. So obviously was out last night with the sheep for a while. Wanted to make sure that everybody did well. Check on Honey and Coda. There's Coda checking out the new paddock. Like I mentioned last night, the one thing I really need to figure out is how I'm going to feed the dogs. I left their food up on top of the hay trailer. They ate a little bit last night. The sheep didn't come up and take it, but I definitely need to get a better system. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use a little hoop house, and we're going to give it an opening, about a 10 or 11 inch opening, where only the dogs can get in, and hopefully none of these small ewes go in there. So it's not ideal. I came out this morning and I did see Honey, come here. Yeah, Mr. Ram's not happy being locked up. I did see a little bit of blood on Honey. I was out here till midnight watching her just to make sure. Honey, let me see your side. got a little splash of blood right there on her. So I was walking through the sheep as they let me, and I didn't see any blood on anybody. So I didn't see her acting aggressive at all towards anybody. You got anything? Yeah, that's not your blood. I don't know what happened. So nobody was limping. Didn't see any blood on anybody, but didn't see anything on Belle or Bree. So I'm not sure what happened. That's my biggest concern with Honey, is if she gets annoyed at something and she lashes out, especially with these young ones. So these are all Katahdin sheep. So like I mentioned earlier, 30 weaned ewes, and then there's some older ones. One thing I'm really interested in, some of these have not shed off their winter coats, or they're partially shed off. So I'm actually going to try to get them in the chute. Maybe we'll shoot a video on that and maybe see if they'll pull off. Don't love that at all. There's one over there. She's got kind of a white face. Hers is like hanging down all behind her. I mean, I don't even know how she could get bred. It's like it's covering everything up. So we're gonna need to try to address that. But even after having them, the sheep here for 2 days, they're really calming down. They're letting me get close. Usually I'd get this close and they'd all start running around. So they're definitely getting used to me being here. You see that one right there? She's pretty sunk in. I know, coming from Missouri, obviously that's one of the reasons why this flock was getting cut back. They were having a pretty severe drought. So you can see how sunk in she is. She could be an older ewe. Last year when we got our first 5 sheep, the oldest ewe we got, she looked very similar to that when we got her. So she probably just had some lambs weaned off her. She don't look good. I'm not too worried about it. We got the other ewe to fatten right up after 3-4 weeks. So they just need to get some of this green grass and get filled up. But everyone did well. Hey honey, you alright? Everyone did well last night. Did you keep everyone at bay? Not sure what that blood's from, but we'll see. So first night in the books. That was good. Out eating. So the adventures of having a good sized flock have begun. So Belle and Bree here, they've got a couple more months to hang out with the sheep, and then we will be transitioning them over into the South Pole herd. I need them to get a little bigger. Probably need to get them to 6 months or so. So probably in September, October. So they've probably got 2 to 3 more months, and then they'll be heading over. So, all right, everyone. Thanks a lot for watching. God bless. Have a great week, and we'll see you in the next video.